Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions, and I greatly appreciate you being here. I'm feeling extremely grateful today. I woke up, I am healthy, and those are the most important things right now, I think, for myself. And I'm just going to continue to put out that amazing, beautiful, love-felt appreciation for that to all of you. And thank you for stopping in. It means a lot to every one of you, new and returning. And welcome to my sun sign love connection reading. What I'm doing for those that are new, I'm just going to do a short little introduction about it. I picked two sun signs, and it's just the sun sign that is the birth sign, that is, the month we're born. It is the sun's illumination to us, our drives, our personality, our egos, the things we really, really love and want to gravitate towards, usually how we want to be seen and thought about, and the people we want to be around, the people we like and enjoy. And we can get along with everybody, but some of these sun sign connections clearly have a stronger bond than others, and that's just life, right? And that's what's so interesting to me as an astrologist in regards to compatibility. So we're going to go down the streamline way like I did earlier. This is mid-month readings, and we're on the Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So we start with Cancer. And I had to do it a second time because it was a repeat for the first time I did the dice. I usually do it before, but let me do it again for the impromptu and combination. And I have Aries. Wow. Aries keeps coming up. It's ridiculous. I can't believe it. This is like the third time, but we're going to go with it because it hasn't been with Cancer yet. So let's go with it. So Cancer, I'll do just a little definition, with each sign, what I think your strengths are, what I believe your reasoning is for being together. And I will then do the reading for the today, July 16th, 2020, and moving forward for the rest of this is a mid-month reading. I've already done the one time around the astrology wheel for all of the signs for the beginning of the month. And I'll do it under 4 categories and speak to you from the oracle messages, 2 or 3 of my decks, and then of course my psychic and intuitive information that comes through that I feel very necessary to share with you. And so, yes, starting with Cancer. Well, we're in Cancer season, and so happy birthday, every Cancer. I do want to share just a little bit of personal information. Today was my grandmother's birthday, and she's not been with us for 35 years now. But I need to share with you that the love that I received from my grandmother, and I had 2 beautiful grandmothers. One was Hispanic and she spoke broken English, and she was amazing, and she cooked amazing, and just everything was from scratch, the best, knitter. And I mean, she could do that in her sleep. She was phenomenal. But my grandmother, whose birthday was today, it's just something that has stayed with me this entire time, my entire life. The love that I felt from her, the unconditional love that she provided. She lived in a very small apartment for 40-something years in San Francisco. And the idea that I'm from 9 kids, so we would take turns sometimes all of us would be there, believe it or not. I mean, the older ones are probably not in the picture, but at least 7 of us at any time. Sleeping on the floor, whatever it was, just to be with my grandmother, who loved us unconditionally, loved us, made us feel loved. There was drama in our lives, right? But not with grandma, and we would just love. Sometimes we'd go, like 2 of the kids would go take the bus up to her place, and she was a Cancer. She has kept that love in me alive. The memories of her will never die, and it was such an important part of my life, and she was this beautiful beacon of heart and compassion and empathy that comes from being a Cancer. I mean, Cancer is a water sign, so they are ruled by the moon, and the moon is completely responsible for our emotions. And people get a little nutty in the full moons, right? Things happen that don't normally happen. The fullness and the brightness show things, bring it to light. And there's just things that happen that are unexpected a lot of times, but heartfelt and emotional, and like the tides that they control, you know, there's the changes of the currents and the waves and such. So a Cancer is definitely sensitive. There's no getting around it. They have the outer shell that's very, very hard to penetrate a lot of times, because they are protecting this beautiful, soft inner part of them that cannot be denied. So they're kind of hard to get through to sometimes, you know. They can be very outgoing, and I'm not saying that that's not a possibility, but you know, they will listen to other people's problems, and they're there for you, and they're great listeners, they're loyal friends, they're very caring people, but they don't necessarily want to give that back. You know, it's a selective few, you know. And when you know them, like I have a brother sibling that I love dearly, you know, when they do the retrieval thing and you don't hear from them or something, at this point I know it's not me, it's what has to happen. They need that time to go back inside and kind of build back up and get comfortable, or feel, you know, if they've been wounded, they need the time to prepare. A lot of times when they have been affected or hurt in a negative way, they don't necessarily lash out. Some may, but I think they're more about brooding and kind of sulking, and you know, and there's that moodiness that comes with them. But really giving, caring, they love family, they love to take care of the part of the body that rules Cancers, or the stomach. They love good food and such, but they could have digestive issues. And then they also rule the breast, which is symbolic for, you know, motherhood and the force of mothering and maternalism. They're receptive, and they're imaginative and sensitive and very caring and very intuitive. You know, they know instinctually about a lot of the things in life that are happening. A lot of people, they sense and feel other people's feelings and emotions. And I don't know, they make really great friends. They can be a lot of fun. And so to know them is to love them, you know, and to accept them. And they do want to be loved. They absolutely want that. They want security and love. And they want to be recognized, but they don't want to have to beg for it, you know? It's kind of an oxymoron thing going on there, but yeah, so that's kind of a nutshell. What else? They're a cardinal sign. So they are definitely the initiators, because they begin the season. They start the season of summer. Cardinal signs don't like to stay idle for very long. They like to be active in the community and their families. And, you know, their families are the people that are closest to them. It doesn't always have to mean their birth families, but certainly their children. And let me tell you, when they love like they do their children, or that significant other, that connection friend, whatever it is in this regard that you're watching it for, they will fight for you to the bitter end. Do not try to tell them in any way that they've made a mistake in who they choose to love. They're just not going to listen to that, right? They will defend you. And that's where that loyalty comes in. So it's a beautiful sign. I've known a lot of Cancers. I had a best girlfriend that was a Cancer. She's still alive, but she had to move away, so we have had that disconnect. But yeah, just a lot of beautiful, caring feelings and love come from them, which I love. And then you have Aries. So I've just been talking about Aries. I'm going to make it a little shorter, because there's at least 2 already this month, the mid-month. And that says something. For one thing, it says, and reality-wise, planetary-wise, I should say, we have the planet Mars, you know, which is what rules Aries, and that's the conflict and the war and the masculine, and, you know, and of course, Cancer is a feminine sign by all means, that receptive aspect, the maternal part. But the Aries is not at all that. It's just this fire, this ball of energy, right? This first sign of the zodiac, the initiator as well, also cardinal. So there is that connection right there. And they are ruled by Mars, and Mars went into Aries. And when Mars goes into Aries, it's in its comfortable, exalted sign, and it can bring great energy to all of us. You know, this is a global effect, but particularly Aries. So if anything, this will last for 6 months through, I think it's January 6, 2021. It'll go into retrograde from latter September to November. All of this means is that we have to be extra careful when we have those extra energy that comes through, which is beautiful when utilized in the right way. and tamed, if you will. But I think we all know that a lot of fire signs have this passion in them that just kind of erupts at times. Now, this is important to say because we have the sensitivity of Cancer that really takes that to heart. So in your relationship, in your connection, just being aware of that and speaking in a way that's going to be hopefully not taken in a bad way. We had retrograde Mercury in Cancer up until the 12th, and it's still in a shadow period, but it's easier going now. Communications, transportation, anything that Mercury, the planet, rules. Wow, I felt the change immediately, and it feels so much good. It's gonna help the relationships. It's going to help the communication, but still being aware on either side of this kind of energy that might come over us, with this Mars in Aries happening, just to kind of keep know when to pick our battles, I guess is the best way to describe it. And Aries has a heart of gold, and they want to take care, they want to be the sign that and the person that's in charge, and that's going to provide, and that's so important to the Cancer. Cancer wants somebody that's they can feel secure with, that they can feel is going to put the family and their home and finances and all that first. So both are very capable of handling finances and being very good with money. I would say the Cancer is more shrewd about that, and they are probably more interested in saving than maybe the Aries. Not always the case, but in many situations I've seen, the Aries likes to spend and likes to be extravagant and giving. They're very generous. They are definitely optimistic, and Cancers like to be around that. They like to be happy, and they like to be around people with that kind of energy because they're feeling it all the time. The difference being, of course, the Aries being the fire sign, right, as opposed to the water. Now, in just plain 101 science, when you have water and add fire to it, it's going to steam and it's going to boil, and that can be beautiful and exciting and sensual and sexual. And that's another thing that happens with Mars in Aries. The sensuality and sexuality can be heightened like it hadn't been in a while. And that's really cool because, with all the issues of life right now that have affected every one of us, it's either one or the other. It's like there's too much togetherness happening because of the shelter in and, maybe not having the space that we're used to, and just kind of working through those things that the two of you have obviously been working on as well as everybody. And then there's the distance where we're not able to be with the one we love, and then our hearts are just tugging and wanting that so much right now. And knowing it's going to change, yeah, we get the ups and the downs and the information, and this has been a time of introspection. We had huge retrograde season, but now the personal retrograde planets that are very important, the outer planets matter, but they're kind of sleeping. It's not as effective. It does affect us, but the Mercury going forward, the Venus that went forward, which is all about our love, all about our relationships, money, communication, and Mars all being in the forward. This is definitely the transformation we've all been waiting for, slow as it may be. It's here now. So if you've prepared, if you've worked on your relationship, it's stronger than ever now, and it can continue to be that way, knowing there's going to be some ups and downs. It's just life, right? And just holding strong to listening to each other, both of these signs definitely care, and they have big hearts. They want things to work out. There's an impulsiveness about the Aries that can be tamed by the calm, watery, fluid part of the sensitive Cancer that helps to nurture and help that energy of the fiery Aries. So I think it's beautiful, and hopefully that's what you're finding too. I guess other than that, I would just say that we need to get to your reading. What do you think? If something comes up, I'll mention it. But the category, like I said, we have 4 major categories for your readings. And this, like I said, will be for today, July 16th, 2020, and moving forward, because sometimes you may not recognize these energies, or it's already actually started. This is very fluid. It might have happened in the beginning of the month and is still happening throughout the remainder of the month. I always like to hear, so always feel free to comment and let me know, because it means a lot to me, which is why I do this for you and I share the information. I will explain each category as we go along. And I will also do a little bit of the shuffling and everything now to save some time. I've got 3 of my most favorite. I kind of changed these up from the beginning of the month readings. And this is about meditation and relaxation information, and then wisdom of the hidden realms. I call it bearing me just, the beautiful, beautiful, uplifting and encouraging and fulfilling guidance that's so necessary for us to hear. You know, we may know these things and feel them instinctively, which I think happens with certainly the Cancer and absolutely the Aries, you know. But I feel like hearing it to kind of give us that concrete, affirmative kind of inspiration is so, so important with these beautiful messages. And then last but not least will be your Healing with the Angels by Doreen Virtue. Just the message that's always knowing that we're divinely guided and our angels are there. We can always ask for them, and it could be different for you, and your spirit guides can be different, you know, but I know you're here because you understand that, and I'll leave it at that. But it's always available to you, and you're continually being watched over. Now I like to do the foundation card first, because this is basically the catalyst and the feelings leading up to today and the reading that have been kind of with you this month. And you have the 7 of Pentacles. Yes. All right. This is the earth quality. This is the Pentacles. This is the Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn energies. And trust me when I tell you, there's been so much Capricorn energy. It is their year, basically, with Jupiter in their sign. They had Pluto. It was predominant and is now in retrograde, but it still has the effect on us. It's about wanting to really, really secure our lives, really take the direction that's going to work with all the change that's already occurred to this moment. We have really been making decisions and changes that were what we wanted to do, or sometimes obviously out of our control, but nevertheless staying grounded and knowing that we can always persevere. Many of us are and will continue to. Many healing has taken place with people that have been ill, and my heart goes out to every one of you, and I continue to bless with Reiki energy the entire planet, seeing it restored and healed and in perfect order again. And you have just the idea of how you know it takes work and patience and trust and perseverance to accomplish anything. And now is no different than any other time, and probably more so. And this could be with internal transformation. It doesn't have to be about your work, but it does generally mean the earth things that we have to cater to, you know, our homes, our families, our practical sides. And this has definitely been something that's been in both of your minds, you know, because like everybody, it's essential to live and to survive, right? So definitely been thinking about it, maybe working towards something different. I wouldn't be at all surprised with the incredible influences of the 3 eclipses that the last one just finished in Capricorn on July 5th. So these energies will continue to move with us throughout the year, possibly onward. Good 6 months, sometimes longer. And the story gets revealed, and new beginnings continuously happen with eclipses, and endings absolutely happen. So that's your foundation. And then your first card, your overall energy for today and moving forward, is the Lovers. So I think things are doing really well. This is the major arcana. Yes, it definitely pertains to your love life, to your significant other, to your connection that we're speaking of in this series. Friend, partners at work, family, anybody that your heart is truly connected to and feeling great love for. It is just the proper selection. It is love of self, though, because when we do truly love and accept ourselves completely and fully, we can give so much more to others. And both of you are very, very capable of great love, with that fiery, passionate, and the sensitivity and desire for deep caring with the water signs. I like that. I feel like you've come through a lot. And it gets stronger and stronger, and I feel that. And what with it being your birthday season, that's actually a very special, special time for whoever's birthday it is that month. And we all feel the energies, like I said. But Cancer, it's time for so much change, but I feel like I feel like things are absolutely getting better. And I feel like you're feeling the love from this Aries connection. Very much so. New or mature relationship, doesn't matter. It's a strong energy for you. And it's perfect. I mean, it's all what happens in the seasons and the energies of Cancer. And the second category is under the possible blessings or obstacles. And you have, once again, the cups. The cups represents, I shouldn't say once again, but it is once again because it is about water signs. It's about Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And the 6 is about happiness. It's about balance. It's about our memories. It's about our reminiscing. It's about sentimentality, which is also another huge part of what Cancer represents. I mean, the moon represents their ideas and their memories and the things they were so fond of. It stays within them. Very sentimental sign. And happiness. The retrogrades brought back people into our lives we hadn't heard from, and I see this as being very strong right now for the two of you. Maybe you had some visitors, that came and visited you, and maybe you're now able to go and visit others safely because of things having opened up a bit. Taking a little vacay, going back to places you remember as a childhood, perhaps, that are in your area. You don't have to necessarily go far. A resounding energy of memories and heartfelt love situations that made you happy and continue to make you happy. And you can share that together. It might have very much to do with, what you've done together so far and just feeling so blessed, and moving stronger and more forward for more memories. I see that as a blessing. Absolutely. The obstacle might be that you are thinking of someone that's no longer here. It makes you happy, like with my grandmother, but it still gives you a joy inside too that you even ever experienced it. There's that gratification of ever having that part of your life occur. So those are happy tears, But yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful blessing. And then the next category is under the category of love, connection, relationship. And you have I wish I could see better. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. I should have just looked at the picture. The Knight of Swords is, wow, that is about communication. That is the information coming to you, because the Knights represent people, messages that we need to know about, strong indicators of great information, clear-cut, straightforward information. So much confusion lately. This is a repeat that's come up with a lot of my readings. And the two of you are going to get some information that you've definitely been wanting to hear about for yourselves as a couple. What's going on? What's new? What is something you've been delayed in hearing? Are you interested in moving? Are you interested in finding out about what you can do to invest or maybe buy that property together? What has been freed up with the forward moving motion now and the Venus, which represents money and fairness and equality and things that maybe have been held off, but that you as a couple, as a connection, are feeling strongly that good possibilities and news is coming forth for you. And I don't know specifically what that means, but it's absolutely a beautiful, possibly unexpected, I mean, the swords are swift. They cut through things that, are non-true. They go right to the source and heart of the matter. But it's a beautiful energy. I'm feeling absolute positivity, particularly just following the cups, which are the fulfillment, the happiness, and seeing our cups full. This is really beautiful, and it is absolutely messages coming through for me is that it has to do with you two and the money you're both receiving, and maybe the fact that you pool together your money, and it's getting stronger and you're feeling more secure, which is imperative right now, right? And definitely helps relationships. No getting around it. That's wonderful. That feels great. Also, the swords, of course, represent Libra, Aquarians, and Geminis. And perhaps this rings a bell for you in some way. Family members living with you, it doesn't matter what age or sex or gender or anything. But yeah, people with truth, law comes to mind. Maybe a law case that's coming to a culmination now with the eclipses and good, inspiring news that's going to help build this relationship and the foundation that you want so much. What with being the Seven of Pentacles, very, very upright, really great stuff. I love seeing that, particularly when it comes to love. And it's got the blue. The blue is the third eye. It is your intuition. It's your understanding and sorting through things that do not feel like they're the truth. You can stand strong in your relationship together and know that information of importance for the two of you is coming through. The next category is under the category of finances. And I haven't gotten this one, I don't think, in this particular category, but you have the Strength card. Because you've been holding strong, boy. You are not giving up. You are not going to let go of your dreams. You have each other. You have that inner strength, but the ability to stay strong regardless of the challenges that we've all faced. And your money is going to continue to grow. And this, like I said, I think is information that has to do with the money that's been held up. And it's going to be possibly having to do with the Leo, because this card does also represent Leo. We are entering into Leo season on the 22nd, I mentioned. So by the 22nd, and with the new moon's influence, I think money is definitely going to be changing for you in a positive way. You've got the force of the sun, which is Leo, and they're actually ruled by the sun. You're in your Cancer season by the sun. There's a lot in the whole sun readings have to do with your power, your strength, your ability to make things happen. And that has to do with your money. So congratulations. I feel like it's already strong, and the Aries fiery part of this connection is never going to stop. They may start new things on a regular basis just to know that, okay, that wasn't working, this will, and just believe, believe, support, and know that great influence of help and strength is there for you financially. That's beautiful, and that really makes sense, like I said, with the Leo season starting. That's all about action. Any fire, any sign of any kind of message from fire is just motivation, action, seeing it into fruition, our physical form. And then the next card, like I said, leading on to the reading, is the beautiful Relax, because I felt a sense of peace, like I said, waking up today. And I too have gone through some great delays with the retrogrades, and I needed to really dig in to bring out my patient side, which is not always there. but I feel just this release. I've actually gotten information after 4 months. It hasn't quite moved forward, but just that information just kind of just softened and helped me to open and to trust even more. And so when you relax and you allow that time to just breathe and listen to the message here, because it's intended to give you that beautiful sense of peace and groundedness. The doves of peace. Oh my gosh. The pressures of modern life often create tension in our daily interactions with others. To rid yourself of negative feelings toward other people, you need to accept and even embrace personal differences. Close your eyes and visualize the dove of peace, the doves of peace floating gently across the skies on the warm trade winds. Their serenity stills your protesting thoughts, bringing tranquility back into your life. I think that's a beautiful mantra and a visualization you can do when you're taking the time to stop and let go and just go inward. I also think it's very appropriate for what was said about the fiery Aries and the energy that can kind of come out now, maybe more than it had been because of Mars and Aries being a strong energy for all of us right now. And then lastly, just once again, always just accepting of other people, and recognizing that there are always going to be differences, and we don't have to become that person. We can just recognize it and just kind of peacefully say, bless you, I understand your difference, and it's all good. The doves of peace. There's nothing better than feeling at peace, I don't think, other than love, which I think creates some peace. And then the next card is your Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, the Well Watcher, Wisdom, Power of the Divine. Number 7, that is the beautiful, guided, and angelic kind of realm, I think, when you ever see a 7. They say it's a lucky number, too, for many people. And it's about time, right? I'm seeing that in your readings, in your messages. But let me read specifically what it says. The well always brings up this beautiful feeling because it's about wishes and the deepest part of us, just kind of opening up to endless possibilities. And so number 7. Oops, nope. Okay, we're right next to it. Thank you for your patience. The Well Watcher signals the need to go within to contemplate the true source of the power in the world, which he reminds you, it is that of the divine. This is a message to let you know that you're being called to the well, and this unseen power will be there and will be yours to align with. It's right here. This affirmation and prayer will invite the divine to bring miracles and resolution to your life. Thy will be done through me for the highest good of all and for the true manifestation of my purpose. You will know the way forward by the still, small voice within. The divine always may answer your call by sending others to... the divine may also answer your call by sending others to help guide you. Be open to that help, Be open to the messages and the words coming for you as a couple and whatever that may mean, and it is coming if it hasn't already. And last but not least, your healing with the angels. Funny story, one of my favorite clones is Healing Gardens Jasmine. They don't even make it anymore. You can get it on eBay, but I digress. Archangel Michael. Always I turn to Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is there for anybody at any time, and he's definitely, I would say, very strongly connected to finances and connection of, what's the best answer? How can you open my heart? How can you give me information on the best ways to go forward financially? And please feel free to ask, because that's why he's there. He's got the time. If you do. Yeah, he's watching over everybody. Always has been. And I definitely always talk to Archangel Michael. One of my favorites. So yes, just know, he's actually sometimes representative of an air sign because he has the sword, but it's the strength, and the truth that he provides for us. So I love this. I love knowing and feeling that you guys are making it work. You're going to work towards whatever it is and whatever challenges as a team, as a connection. And that brings so much power because you got the strength. Money's coming, information's coming. You'll work through anything. This is all going to be part of our history at some point, and we're going to get through it like we do everything in life, right? And I love and appreciate you. And if you did like this, do me a huge favor and just push that subscribe button or the notification bell that lets you know when I upload. And continue to come back because I'll be here for you. And definitely take care. It's super important that you're feeling good and healthy and, caring for yourselves, so therefore you can care for others. And until next time, thanks again. Bye for now.